It all started with a simple Google Earth find. A Martian landscape. Desolate, remote, beautiful, and, well, striking one's soul in a unique way. I found this area recently upon discovering nearly symmetrical perfect circles etched into the very landscape we were looking at, near a very long canyon. Hundreds, if not thousands, of these anomalies, revealed by Google Earth, triggered me. I decided to consult with a close friend to verify I'm not as crazy as it made me feel. I became reassured my interest in the area was even more so piqued now. I looked further up the canyon, on a distant mountainside, and discovered a small shack or some sort of a cabin. This was enough for me and my companion to set off into the desolate mountains and canyons to see what exactly are we looking at and what could it be. However, upon further research, this strange land we learned far more than what meets the eye. We were about to enter a sacred area, frequented by many souls before us, hundreds and thousands of years ago. This journey was special, and certainly left me with questions, rather than answers, to the seemingly strange place I had discovered. So we're way out here. We're in a historical area, and I think it's fitting to introduce you guys to Mr. Montana Dirt Roads, his YouTube channel. We've went on many expeditions. Montana Dirt Roads. We love hanging out in the mountains together. It's a little cold today. Greta seems to be having fun.
We're risking it all for your entertainment.
We're trying our best to get up here. We're getting way up into these mountains, and you can't even see them. We got this huge storm front covering us, and why don't you give a little area? You know this area. This is my first time in it. A little history of it.
So the predominantly all these roads were put in during the uranium mining boom. You know, during kind of after World War II, before the Cold War, during Cold War era.
Right.
Basically, this is real similar to Moab and the Red Desert of Wyoming. It's kind of similar story.
Similar area, similar ecosystem, and you'll see more of it, like you were saying. But you see this different dirt, and we'll run into purple hues, right, and different things like that.
We won't see any of that today because of the overcast, but tomorrow we'll probably see some of that.
Yeah. So you mentioned tomorrow. Where are we setting up camp?
Well, we're going to be about 7,000 feet up that mountain.
So over here, we're going to be setting up camp, and it's an old cabin. There's an old cabin with a wood stove and stuff. We're going to set up camp and get up there. It is chilly. That wind's howling. So we're using this mountain as cover because you see these open plains.
Yeah, we're battling 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts on icy highways get here, and we're on mud tires. So it was pretty eventful, to say the least.
Yeah, so this is a different Jeep that starred in our other adventures.
To your viewers, my old camo Jeep, the old war wagon that
we love the old war wagon
that we use in the prior videos, that has been sold off to a good buddy of mine. And this used to be owned by a good buddy of mine.
Okay.
This is in some ways more capable, in other ways less capable than my old Jeep. This is much better on the off-road, but is kind of miserable on the highway.
Yeah, and you got no sway bar attached to us today, right?
Nope, sway bars are for cars.
Yep, okay. So we're just going to go around this real quick, check out the war chariot. And
this is commonly known as Woody.
This is Woody.
Yep, it's got the wood panels that you...
Yeah, I love that.
Paneling, you know?
I love that. Got her spare. He's got it rigged up for the mountains.
Yeah, she's fully built, lockers and... re-geared and all the fun stuff.
See some of this ice we were running into on the highway. But yeah, so that's where we came in at. Real icy, real nasty. And you saw some of when we started the adventure to reach this destination and meet up with our buddy. But look up here, it's just the storm's hitting us, so you can't even see the peak. But we're going to find this old cabin up here and kind of explore the area. It's an old wagon skid here. So... you see these old nails?
If you look, you can see where they...
yeah, notched it for the saddle.
Give an angle so it wouldn't dig in.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? And it's so dry out here.
yeah, this is still preserved. This would have been horse drawn, and it would have been to drag whatever you needed up this mountain where we're going. Just a neat piece of history sitting right here in front of us.
Got the old cabin notch going on right here, done by an axe. This was probably made as an afterthought of. Probably got caught up here in a storm, and they made this to get their stuff out.
Very rudimentary, but pretty cool.
Minor ingenuity. Bump stop.
Yeah, it's a bumpy ride up here. Feels good to get out of that wind. Really appreciate modern day heating when you're on the side of the mountain, don't you? Now, you're saying there's elk up here?
Yeah, so this range holds a small herd of elk, but they are up here.
Okay.
It's kind of a deal to show you some what side of the mountain they're going to be on.
Yeah.
They're not typically found on this side of the mountain, but on occasion they do come over here.
Yeah. So we're pretty far up.
All I can say is this is a lot smoother going up this in the Jeep than it was when I did this in my Explorer.
Right.
Okay.
Got all sorts of stuff flying around.
Oh, there's someone's exhaust system.
What do you think, Greta? Think we're gonna make it? Was there a big exhaust?
Yeah, looks like someone lost their muffler about 3 feet of exhaust pipe. Looks like it's been there for about 20 years.
Yeah. Someone tried dragging it up here. Now you rescued someone up here too in a
Yeah, I was on the other side of the range.
Nissan Juke or something.
Yep, they were trying to get to an area in the vehicle that had no business being where it is. I have it posted on it's on my channel.
Okay.
Yeah, because you know, don't blindly follow your GPS; it will kill you.
Yeah.
This lady was from California. She just was trying to get to an area. She just typed it in and followed the blue line.
Really? And how'd you? What sort of situation was she in when you found her?
She was
panicked.
She was fairly calm for the situation that she was in.
Yeah.
But it kind of, she didn't realize exactly how bad of a situation she was in until I kind of explained it to her.
Yeah.
I told her had she done that during a weekday, she would have been pretty screwed.
Okay.
She was able to manage to get some cell service, and she had a tow truck outfit coming up to rescue her, but I found her first, and I was able to, she was crossed up on a switchback.
Okay.
She couldn't go forward, she couldn't go backwards.
So from the nearest town, how far out you think we are? We're about 30, 40 miles?
Oh, 35.
35.
From our last fill up.
Okay. And we're gonna keep going. So this is there's not much out here, right? You get stuck. It's you know.
For the longest time, you never had cell service on this part of the mountain.
Really, this is recent.
Yeah, so I was out here many years ago with my kid.
Yeah.
You know, nobody knew we were out here. We were just out cruising around. And I made a bad decision to go check out the bottom of a separate switchback trail. And I dropped down into a coulee that appeared to be dry ground. Well, it was just like the first 3/4 of an inch of the surface was dry.
Crusted.
Yep.
Yeah.
As soon as I got to climbing up the other side, I started spinning and slid off the trail, couldn't recover the truck. And we were like in the middle of all this, and my boy and I had to walk a couple of miles before I could even get a single bar of service.
That's a bummer. That's rough.
Yeah.
How long ago was that, you think? Years?
Let's see, James is 19 now, so he was 7, 8 years old then. So
that's a rough adventure with Dad, right?
Yeah.
Midsummer though, huh?
Memorial weekend.
Okay, so it was decent.
But there was we'd only seen one vehicle out here.
Right. Yeah, Memorial weekend, you have all that runoff and thawing going on. You know, now we're starting to hit snow, and the rocks are appearing a bit more jagged too.
Oh, they'll get worse.
Will they?
Yeah. Yeah, they'll get much worse.
Yeah, we're kind of eating up this road with this Jeep.
If the snow starts getting too bad, we're going to be airing down.
Okay. And what PSI do you usually drop to when you're out?
Depending on the snow conditions, but if it gets really bad, I can go down to 6 without rolling the tire off the rim.
Okay. Look at this wind howling. Look at this.
Yeah.
It's just howling across here.
Right now we're at like 28 pounds of tire pressure.
I gotcha.
Yeah, we're almost there. There's those ruins I was telling you about.
There's some
We'll go
ruins.
establish our claim at the cabin and come back.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like nobody's been through here in a while.
Guess we'll find out when we reach the
Yeah,
cabin.
this is clean right here. It gets narrow, man.
No, they're all mine roads.
Look at this bench. Isn't that beautiful?
See, they parked in front of the cabin, so it looks like we're good. Yeah, so it was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
You didn't even have to air down. That's sorry, Blake. That's great.
It is great.
There's our home.
Look at that. That thing will keep heat, huh?
Yep.
What is that, a bison skull or a cow?
Cattle.
Yeah, no one's been here in a while.
Probably the last time someone was here was when my buddy was here.
Let's check it out.
Let me drop your thing.
Oh, thank you.
Let me get my camera down. Alright. Made it.
Made it to the old cabin.
Yeah, that's a lot of icy ruts and snow is actually pretty hard.
Yeah, it's packed.
Didn't have to air down much. But, we're being enveloped by the storm.
Yeah. Just this mountaintop is, because you see down here, you can almost see land. Nice little fire pit.
Which we'll end up going up there probably sometime today or tomorrow.
Okay. We actually got decent coverage here. It's not as...
Not all too windy. Got some firewood.
There's a camp shower here too.
If you use it. Alright, well here's our humble home for the next couple of nights.
Look at that. Look at that. Wow.
This is this cabin. You can tell I've been here once. There's my tin cup shot glass up there on the ledge.
Okay.
This is all maintained and stocked by people that use it.
So so I'm gonna leave something here. You just leave something every time you come, clean it up.
Sometimes people come up here if they have like a couple empty cans of corn or whatever. They'll just leave it on the shelf for the next guy.
That's awesome.
Like you got like suntan lotion and bug spray.
Look at this big boy.
And
that looks kind of photoshopped.
our primitive barrel stove.
Very cool. Yeah. Leave this place better than you found it. This is amazing. This is amazing.
Yeah, there's cabins like this are kind of sporadic all across this mountain range.
Okay. Yeah, you can really appreciate this. This is awesome. And this fires up, no problems.
Yeah, no, she works.
It heats this up really well, doesn't it?
It's like a light switch. It's either hot as the blazes of hell in here, or it's cold as.
This is cool, man. And I never understood the fondness of this mountain range you have. But just passing through what we have and seeing sort of this, history and how other people love it and just the unique terrain it sits on, it's pretty amazing.
Yep.
I get the bug.
Yeah, people leave, like, obviously there's bedding up here. People will leave bedding.
Which we won't use that, but...
Well, I'm going to lay on it with mine.
Yeah, lay on top of it, yeah.
So my buddy of mine, he frequents this cabin quite often. He actually will bring this stuff out.
Okay.
Bring it down, wash it, and bring it back up. Really? Yeah. In fact, a lot of the stuff in this cabin and the other cabin on the north side of the mountain, he's brought a lot of that stuff in.
Well.
Now he'll come up here he'll live out of this thing for 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
I get it. There is some firewood here. How do we go about procuring that?
We'll have to go out and find it.
Okay.
But, that's why I brought my chainsaw.
Okay, I didn't know if you planned on cutting or...
I got my chainsaw and my axe.
Wow, what is this?
That is the kids' room.
Easy, Greta. Okay, that's cool. It's cool. Bring the whole family.
You got the little bunk beds and play sets and things.
Yeah. Some chairs.
Yeah.
Kites.
Propane bottles for gas burner stove, and like I said, she's pretty fairly well stocked.
Yeah, thoughtful. Well, I brought some extra food I can leave too.
You got your hand saws. Like I said, I love these kind of cabins.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a crowdfunding.
Yeah, for the people, by the people.
Exactly.
People who share the same passion we all do, and they understand it.
All right, well, what do you say we start bringing some of our stuff in, huh?
Yeah, let's do that. I'm limited on my stuff. I thought, let's organize. So I got my stuff, but I had enough just to be able to ferry it in and back and forth if we leave here when we do.
Yeah, I didn't bring a whole. I just brought the necessities. Because like I said, this cabin is pretty well stocked.
Right.
So if we need anything extra, the cabin will provide.
Okay. And I got food to leave when we complete our stay here.
Wow, she's really starting to come in. I don't know if you see it in video, but the snow is really starting to blow.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, we'll bring you guys all back once we get everything, humped in and set up.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. See y'all later.
Yeah. Should be an interesting adventure. So how do we light this one?
Look at this.
Good old butane torch.
Come on. I don't know why it's being a bitch.
I've got a couple lighters too.
There it goes. Yeah, just that. It's cold. It doesn't want to work.
Where's it? Is it coming out of the chimney right now?
It will when I close the door.
There it goes. Just get a little heat moving through this thing.
Yeah, she'll heat up quickly. Oh yeah, storms. Greta, come on.
Yeah, you gotta come here. You'll get stuck. You'll die out there. This ain't no place for a little baby dog.
Oh, that's what's stopping the door. I think this video might head a little different on your channel.
So we're settling in. We're settling in right now, and I apologize for the lighting.
It's not the best, but you can get the picture. It's blowing out there. I'll try to get a view out there, but it's pitch black out there, as you can see right now. And this is how we're really setting up our nighttime camp here.
We're kind of like, I think
hillbilly rigging it.
I think we're about in the middle of the storm right now. Them gusts are hitting the side of this.
Yeah, hard. But
it's snowing.
We got some steaks cooking. This thing is putting out a tremendous amount of heat. This wood stove, and it just really gives you an appreciation too for how long this has been up here and what the old timers used to do back in the day, and
we'll put this
how we're roughing it like this, but it's comfy. We're comfy.
We'll put this into context. It was 34 degrees in here when we got here. We could see our breath.
Yep.
It took about an hour to get enough heat in here to where you can actually feel the heat over there.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So like, I mean, right here, obviously it's hot enough that we can cook on.
Yeah. Yeah. Like this steak's well done right now. We're cooking the medium rare, but you can see it'll cook well done if you need it.
Well, if you want to make tea, coffee, or whatever you want on here, casserole.
Yeah. And look at all this spam. I don't know if there's any spam fans on the channel.
I forget what spam is an acronym for something. I can't remember what it is.
I don't remember what spam is for an acronym, but there's hickory smoke, there's bacon spam, maple spam.
All right,
spam for days.
Let's do this. In the comments of this video, without researching, tell us what the acronym for spam means.
Yeah, what is spam? Look at that. They got a Wendy's chili up here someone brought. That's interesting. But yeah. Yeah, so we're kind of winding down the evening and got our lights hooked up. Just all battery powered.
I forgot to turn that light off in the mudroom. Might as well take them outside. There's a motion light for the porch.
Is there?
Yeah.
And it works. Greta's doing well. Got to get her dinner set up. But I don't think anyone's going to be able to see this. This door kind of blows open.
I got.
Actually, let me get my headlamp.
I got my flashlight in the Jeep.
Okay. So this is our mudroom light. Kind of got that up there. Kerosene lantern. Seems a little risky though right now.
Yeah.
That wood should actually last us through the night. But I had this bucket propped up on this door here because it blows open. And we'll get some of that snow. Yeah, look at this. It is just blowing out here. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's a cold night. It's a cold night. Down there's down the mountain. Real cold night. Yeah. Yeah, it's just blowing. But I'm kind of curious how this looks from the outside. Yeah, our tracks are nearly covered. Look at that. Just swells.
There's more 35-mile-an-hour gusts.
Yep. Woo! This'll get ya. This'll get ya. This'll definitely get ya if you're not in the warmth. Yep. If you're not in this warm little cabin that we set up, this'll get ya. What do you think, Greta? Woo! So yeah, very thankful to be in here right now, because that's getting serious trouble. You get caught in that. We're up on a hill way down south. So tomorrow we got a ton planned, but tomorrow's going to be the low windage day, so it's going to be a little better as far as camera setup and lighting and things like that. And we'll have a full day on the mountain, see some ancient pictographs and old ghost town remains.
Lots of things, some old mines. And
yeah, a lot of cool things.
If we can make it happen on our last day, we'll try to loop around the mountain and get to the other mountainside cabin. Maybe try to get to a cave.
Yeah, just really check on everything here. Greta's got her bed set up.
Yeah, she's damn near blizzard out there, Jack.
Yeah, that's rough. I was saying that's weather that'll get you.
Yeah,
if you're not in this and you don't have this going, that's get you weather.
Well, we got enough blankets in here that we keep. We'll survive.
Right, it'd be rough though.
Yeah, we'll probably air down in the morning before we leave.
Yeah, hey, you can see our tracks are almost covered.
Oh, almost everything out there.
And this is a little inverter I brought for a couple days. See that? We're still at 100%, so we're good for power.
Yeah, our dinner's just about done there, buddy.
Dinner's about done. I actually got some blueberries, but this is our cooler stock right here.
Yeah, that's gonna get moved into the bedroom.
Got some good ones.
Don't need the stove, melting our eyes.
Just a lot of different little goodies.
Yeah, I got
salads.
a salad in there, and some blue cheese ranch dressing, some coffee drinks for the morning.
There we go.
And you cannot do mountain man style camping
without that.
Without
Without
the mountain man.
Tin cup.
Without the mountain man whiskey. Gotta get the tin cup in there. Tin Cup, sponsor me. I'm leaving evidence of your guys' product everywhere I go.
There you go. And we were looking through these sauces and spices and determining what's good still.
The Kinder wood fried garlic is actually pretty good.
Yeah, that was tasty. That's what we're gonna end up.
We're putting that on top of just regular Lowry seasoning salt on the.
But this is really kicking. I am pleasantly surprised by how well this holds heat. Out there, it's a windstorm. I don't know how much it picked up, but it's comfy in here.
So, to our viewers, what we're doing might seem reckless, right?
Yep.
I kind of had that same worry that what we're doing is kind of reckless. I do have a backup plan B. We do have enough service here to get a Hail Mary call out.
Yeah.
I do have a backup plan, so if anything were to happen to us up here, we get snowed in, or we have a vehicular issue to where we cannot get off the mountain. I have a contact that lives close by with a very capable machine that can make it up here and retrieve my vehicle and get us off the mountain.
Right.
So what we are doing is, yes, it's on a level, kind of reckless, but we do have an exfil plan.
Right. So we're not coming up here just blind, willy-nilly. We've got an outfitted rig. We've got more than enough supplies to sustain.
Yeah.
And if it took a week for someone to get up here, we'd have heat and we'd live.
We have firewood.
Yeah.
I've got more than enough water in the Jeep, and we have water in here, and we have enough randomness foods in here that if we had to survive a week up here, we'd be just fine.
I'm surprised by how much the snow is actually covered where we came in. You can't see our tracks. Did you see that?
35-mile-an-hour winds will do a lot in very little time.
So when we go up some hills tomorrow or whatever, it's gonna be exciting, but at the same time we're gonna be a little bit like, oh, let's make it. So
which is why we're gonna be airing down and probably be using walkers tomorrow.
Yeah.
To get around, because I want to get up higher tomorrow. Yep. Kind of get up.
Yeah.
Get some views.
Yeah. Well, there's stuff littered all over around here. Yeah. There's just history all over.
Chances are we're probably going to be breaking trail in some places.
Yeah.
So we're going to be running low pressure. We're going to be, front and rear locker on occasion. So we're going to be using the most of the capability of my Jeep to get around tomorrow.
Right.
And to get to where we're going, to get to the rock art, we got to drop all the way back. We're going to be lower than where we were when we did our intro.
Yeah. So there's these little slot canyons, and you'll see it, but you can tell very early human interaction in these slot canyons, and just the Martian landscape it is that there was some wild stuff that went on around here.
Yeah, the Native Americans, this was a hunting ground, wintering ground for them for quite a long time.
Listen to that.
Well, you can see the tree out there just ripping.
That's howling.
No, that screen door's out there beating around.
Is it? I'll go prop the rocker. You want to do it?
This?
Yeah. Well, it looks like the man can cook a steak. Thank you, Mr. Dirt Roads, for the steak. That's going to be a good meal for dinner. And I got to hook up Greta with her food, too.
I know how to burn up a cow.
Should be good. We made it through the night here pretty well. This cabin stayed very insulated all night. And
there was we had a little conversation at 3 o'clock in the morning because we had to get the fire going again.
yeah, but once it's going, it's going. And now it looks very nice and pleasant out. It's going to be a high of 8 degrees today. You see the rest of the valley pretty well down there. Those mountains are covered. Our mountain's not too covered.
Tell you what, it looks a lot colder than 8 degrees on that mountain.
Yeah, doesn't it? The valley below has no snow.
Yeah. Kind of look to the north.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough.
There's some fucking still lingering clouds up there in that range.
That's some rough weather over there. That must have caught the brunt of the storm we were in last night.
Kind of why I think that's one of the reasons why I think this side of this range doesn't really have a lot growing on it. Is just
The wind it takes.
between the wind and lack of water, and during the summertime, the amount of direct sunlight this side gets, it just doesn't let a lot of stuff grow.
Yeah, it's pretty barren up there as well.
A lot of this was cleared out too when they were up here mining, though. I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of history around here with that mining.
Look up on the
I mean, look at this. Right?
You know, so I think they chopped a lot of this down for.
The window's got a layer of frost on it. Stove's nice and toasty. Running a bit low on firewood, so we're gonna go out and drop a tree. There he goes. The mountain man himself is going to drop a tree. See his technique. See what he does. That's a pretty steep incline.
Those are too thick for me to get all the way through with my bar.
Yeah.
There's a couple dead ones on the other side of the trail.
Snow's pretty well frozen up here. Not too bad to walk on. Wouldn't even need snowshoes later in the winter. Hey, stop it. That is some very old growth right there.
Well, it's time to pull it.
Did ya?
Yeah. Somebody had something going on here.
Put a little fire pit.
Yeah. Who's that? That's standing. Hello.
Looking for some good deadfall, but looks like a lot of it's been cut. Well, that's a tree for many moons. Call that many moons tree.
I could probably drop a limb off of it. That's still pretty solid in there.
Very nice.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
You see it twitching.
We airing down today?
Yep.
What are you trying to air down to?
We'll start at 15 and work down from there.
50 and work down. See how she rides on the snowpack.
It'll be a lot lighter, ride a lot better now we got all that weight out of here.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't know. This is my first snow run in this Jeep.
Yeah,
We'll see how it goes.
Not a lot of weight in it, it rides pretty smooth.
Does it?
Yeah.
This is a beautiful afternoon, isn't it? Yeah, all that snow over there. Much deeper snowpack than where we're at. But yeah, it's our little humble abode for another night. We're gonna see if we can't find those ancient ruins and pictographs in the slot canyon down the way. Show you our fire stack, wood, just so everyone knows we're on board. We're leaving it exactly how we found it. Exactly how we found it. Maybe with some too. So there's a good amount of firewood. That'll get us through the night and give a surplus for whoever finds this place as well. But yeah, looking good. Got the fire to a low smolder before we head out. Vents all closed. Just gonna have a pile of embers when we come back. Should be back around dinner. I do have a jet boil, but I think I'm gonna snack on the trail today. Have an emergency food pack as well and some water, but I think we'll be all right. What do you think, Greta? Huh? She keeps finding these sticks. rocks and carrying them around. Well, we're making the maiden voyage, huh, Mr. Dirt Roads?
Yeah.
Think we'll have some easy going?
No, we'll probably have to fight through some of this hard drifted stuff.
Okay. Yeah, we're pretty high up here. We're about 7,000 feet. Sun shining though.
Yeah, hopefully it'll soften up some of the snow.
Oh yeah. Decent ruts here.
Yeah. You can see how bad how these roads get drifted so bad. They're so much lower than the.
Yeah, it just pours down from the hill above. Uh-oh, big bump. Airing down made things a lot more smooth too.
Wow.
You feel it. It's just like being on a cloud almost.
Yeah, it's most reason why most people air down is just to smooth out the bumps.
Look at that mark. What is that?
That it would be a boundary marker for a mine plane.
Okay. Oh yeah, it starts to look pretty cool up here. Now this whole range is these little canyons from way back in the ages when water used to melt and push all this earth, and this is the path of least resistance the water took. So as you're going, you'll see just multiple chutes and little canyons and rock formations that are exposed now. It's pretty cool.
Stay off that ice.
Yeah. Looks like we're breaking trail here.
Yeah, this is all from yesterday.
She is working for this. It's making me a bit nervous because we're...
I don't even have the lockers engaged yet.
No? Oh, we're stalling out. Oh, it looks like there's something up here.
Yeah, this is the old town site.
Oh, wow. So this was another hut or something up here, huh?
That was the old motel kind of thing.
Oh, wow. You can still go in it.
Yeah, that's the root cellar.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Do you know the history on this?
A little bit, not a lot.
Yeah. Well, shoot, you look at this. You can see where they built their floor, too.
Yeah, all the floor joists and stuff. And the old fridge. They had power up here.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, there's Bunny. Bunny lives in this. Yeah, he lives in this. See all his tracks?
Yeah. Careful with the hole there.
Is it?
Yeah.
What do you think, Greta?
Well, you'll notice the buildings and shit.
Yeah.
Stop, sorry.
Look at that. Still decently insulated. There's no snow.
It still stays warm in there.
Yeah.
It's all leveled out over there. There's a level spot right over there. It's been all leveled throughout here.
So this was a hotel, an actual hotel.
I believe so, or some sort of like a hotel.
Yeah.
You know, place where people and we believe this to be a bar.
Really?
Yeah.
A bar?
Yeah, because there's like no real evidence that there's like this was a tool shed.
Oh, that's interesting.
So they like I'm doing the recreation from the last video here.
Yeah.
They'd have like all the drinks and stuff behind you. You get off work and you come rolling in and
Hey,
you want like a lager.
I'd like a sarsaparilla.
Yeah, so they just make it up right here and there you go. And then they had you can see the hinges where the hinges were for when they board this up.
Interesting, really interesting.
Leave the money.
All this wood's heat treated too.
Yeah, this is like the only standing building up here.
Really cool though. And you can tell there was more.
Yeah.
Like there was like a trail or something.
Yeah, that's where the outhouse was right there.
Okay.
And if you walk around, you'll see like all throughout the timber here, there's all sorts of like leveled out areas.
Yeah. There's actually glass in here to confirm that you think this is a bar too. Some fine glass actually. See the etchings on that? Just the little bits and bobs if it was a tool shed. Just gives you an idea of how quick the terrain can change and the road conditions. I kind of like this open flat land a little bit too, just to cruise through. It's pretty.
About 30 minutes, 45 minutes it took us to get from where the cabin is down to here.
Okay. We've made it, and you can see all the different features. We were way over here up on that mountain in the distance, but you can see where this would be a happy hunting ground or a place, and the weather down here is much warmer with these rocks radiating this heat. Look at these. These are some I can't tell what that is. Those are some deep tracks. See?
That kind of looks like a deer track. So you got hoof. Probably came through here when this was wet.
Got some water.
You could come through here when it was wet. Some come down off these rocks here though. Yeah, these are mountain lion tracks.
You find some?
Yeah. Well, there ain't no reason the deer would be up there. That's a pretty broad paw print right there.
Yeah.
Either that or some old dog tracks. There are some people tracks right there, so it could have been a dog. Hard to tell when they're blowing in like that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the coloration on this rock.
Isn't this awesome? And the thing that cracks me up, whether you're watching the old drifter or whoever it is, when you explore these areas where like there's confirmed hard evidence of ancient people, they pick the coolest areas with some of the neatest geographic formations and just stark contrasts to the landscape around them.
Probably why they considered this canyon sacred.
It's, you can tell it's special. It's the most unique feature for a long while, and it's very ancient. They liked dwelling in these Martian landscapes, and when we found them, we ended up finding minerals and unique rocks and precious metals. But they were here just because it was so unique. They knew it held some sort of power. And when two different worlds collide, we used it for a different purpose and they had their purpose. But really cool. Yeah, this is a very special place, huh?
Yeah, I love the color. I was telling you earlier today, last night, about the coloration in the ground out here.
Yeah.
It's just.
Well, look at this sand.
The way that everything mineralized in here is just weird.
Beautiful sand. Beautiful sand.
It's like walking in powdered snow.
Yeah. And it gives you a very Martian feel, huh?
Yeah, this is like, you know.
This is strange for us. Yeah, this is strange for us mountain dwellers, but.
Yeah, and what sucks is the light is so flat, we're not going to be able to pick up the color as well.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Of the rocks.
Yeah.
They got to dance in the sunlight or sunset.
Oh, I'd like to be down here after like a light rain when all the stuff.
Oh yeah.
It
really lights up.
Out.
So we're in the main chamber of this canyon system here, and because the sun's never changed for 1,000 years, I could picture where these pictographs would be. Someone working with the sun to their back on a wall like this. But you see all these little steps and causeways and stuff, almost symmetrical. Just look at this. That's a floor, you know, water would run through with runoff and whatnot. But there should be some sort of a spot that was special for certain reasons. Trying to hunt it down. There's a pretty big panel somewhere out here. Okay. Now this opens back up here. These finite markings right there. It's a great spot for the sun to keep you warm as well. Yeah, so we made our way all the way up this canyon, and I'll show you that in a minute, but right here, and it looks like some people have got to them and done things, but look at these, like people they were drawing. They're drawing people. And I'm sure you can tell mostly males by the look of it, which...
I know the natives are thin, but I think that's a little extreme.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of unreal seeing it, isn't it? And people have tried to destroy these just because they don't want us to see them. It's really cool that someone was back here, and it looks like it shows, so I think that here is a shaman Yeah, and you can see almost what looks like a headdress. See how it's a little more defined than the heads like here? And that was probably a feather, but the bow. And just more people. I don't know or can't distinguish what these two are. I know that's a hunter, and this is maybe a chief. And it almost looks like a woman by the skirt. But really interesting. This is all here.
Oh yeah, they had to add the dingus in there.
Yeah. And then, let's see what this is.
That looks like a child right here, Jack. That could be a depiction of a child.
Oh yeah, I thought it might be a woman by the dress look. Almost.
Well, you gotta think size.
Yeah. Yeah, and they were pretty proportional.
I have no
Apparently.
idea what they're going for there.
Yeah, I was wondering that too, if that's someone came here and tried to be cool and recreate this, but
So seeing how like on this drawing, you know, the guy's got his bow, and they drew his.
really interesting. Noticed as well a burrow. Look how far back that goes. It's kind of in this canyon wall. It's super cool. But as we go down into the river bottom here, you're going to see how rough this is and how crazy all these rocks look. Just constantly broken over a millennium and ending up like this. But during spring runoff, we still do get a decent amount of water through here, and it acts as a springtime river. So I'm almost certain, though, this area here serves some sort of hunting purpose, just because it acts as a natural bottleneck. You see the tall canyons above us. Clearly they utilize that, especially in the day of the bison. And we know that there are teepee rings and all sorts of things around this area. But it's a fantastic piece of ancient history that has just lived on. And now we're visiting someone's graffiti. We see a lot of graffiti and we don't like it, but there's something about those pictographs, seeing them and being able to relate to them, you know, thousands of years later, and understand someone walked this same path and found this area beautiful and useful. So it's rewarding in a sense, seeing that. I'm happy to share that. So as you can see, there isn't much of a change in terrain. We're leaving this slot canyon here, but right here are more of the pictographs, and these are even more interesting depictions, and they look to be hunting depictions. Look at that cool one. Can't really make out what he's shooting at, but it's definitely a man with a bow shooting at a four-legged animal. And I'd say this is a man sitting down with his hands up, like he's hoping for bounty from the land, right? And this one throws me off a bit too, but it's really cool. And you can see someone named Tom, I want to say that's 8/30/52, came back here, and back in the day, whether you were hunting ancient civilizations, artifacts, and just looking for new ground to explore, and you'd find these, you'd mark your name. Nowadays we don't do that, obviously, because we want to share this for generations, but it's so cool seeing that connection, right? We're on the same land. We were up in the mountains just earlier And that was a hunting ground, as well as the slot canyon, surely, right? All sorts of things could funnel down this. But, yeah. I think that's a whitetail more than an elk. And this looks like it could be a bear, right? Too cool. Yeah, there's even more here. And this is a shame. Someone pitted that. I don't know why. Who would do that? For what? This stuff is awesome. It almost reminds you of some sort of alien stuff, you know? So long ago. Same views, same everything. But, yeah. Another deer. And I think they made the connection, because you see the deer and the landscape, this is river bottom. They made the connection between migratory animals, you know, moving throughout a mountain range, and water. And this was their way of, you know, saying we need this, or, you know, praying to their faith, and hoping there'd be water so the hunt could start. Which, that's my connection, at least that's what I feel like, you know. I can't speak for them, but it feels like that. Yeah. So here's another here. Now some of these look like they were recreated by people. Like this one. This one doesn't look like they did that, nor this one. People added some of this, I think. Like this one's legitimate. A lot of these are. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it seems like they favor the west side of the canyon.
Yeah. We're about to head out. I'll fill you in if there's more. But we're going to lose light here. And this is going to take on a pretty cold feeling here. So, still got some ground to cover as well to get back up on the mountain. But I'll fill you in if we run into anything.
Firewood.
So we're packing out of the cabin. I had this trusty inverter. It actually came with my backpack. But you see, it didn't use too much power. I still got 80%, and I charged a couple pieces of equipment, which it's been pretty nice. And the boys, and I say boys, we got a gentleman with us who isn't too keen on filming, and he spends a lot of time up here. He can't drop down to visit us. I'm not a drinker, but you see, they finished this whole thing off. And let me tell you, it was more than lively last night. Me and Greta were just observing and kind of having some fun with it. But here we go. Another tin cup they added to the collection. So we're about to head out. But yeah, I want to just show you what we're dealing with today. Conditions are more than beautiful. See this clear sky. They're over there talking. But he's going to ride along with us, so you might see him. I don't think I'll introduce him to camera just because he's, I don't know, he doesn't like the film. He doesn't like technology much, and he spends a good part of his life up here. So we're going to respect that. But yeah, we're going to go to the top of the hill, say our final farewell, and I appreciate you joining along with us. I do a little more filming in the cabin, but I don't believe that'd be rated for a channel. And some of it was good energy, some of it wasn't. But we're on our way up the hill, and once we get in the Jeep, I'll fill you guys in where we're headed. Thanks, guys. We got some big drifts here. Oh yeah, we're breaking trail here. If you want, this is rough. This is deep.
Yeah, it is. Just momentarily delayed.
Take that way. Hook
I
on.
mean, I can, but with a little momentum, I can get to that last one. This is where the snow bashing part comes in.
We're making it. Let's go. Oh, shoot. Woo! Look at that. Look at this. It is beautiful up here. So we just bashed through all this snow. It looks like it's about 1.5 feet, maybe. But check out this area. And look at these rock rings. So this is something you got to look out for in this area, because there are teepee rings, and they're not, you know, really recorded, but they're all over this area. And this is a whole fertile hunting ground and winter ground, but you can see for miles. Look at this. And the hill we came down is right, or came up, sorry. Still got the ticker pumping after that one. That was fun. But look at this. So we're on the highest point around, maybe except for this one. But all these slot canyons, and there's crazy things down in all these little canyons right here. I don't know if the camera's picking it up that well, but I mean, just archaic old homesteads and stuff. And we're going to be back here with a bit of better weather come springtime. And there's something really neat down there. We're going to try to capture a few things, but just beautiful area. What do you think, Greta? Huh? Having fun? This just goes. That was a great climb. That was a great climb.
That wave of snow, like just perfect.
Just perfect. If there's anyone, I always say when it's the difficult expeditions, if there's anyone, and I'll ride Mr. Dirt Roads, I'll say, hey, what are you doing this weekend? And he already knows, and he's like, not right now. So we go through some fun country.
That grin that you had.
Yeah.
We were, you know, all the ribbons and snow flying everywhere.
That's great. That is great. But yeah, you should be familiar with this valley by now. Awesome. Awesome. We're going to head up a little more, but this may be it, unless he keeps finding these nooks and crannies to take us.
I don't want to go all the way down. might just cruise right up and throw in.
We got a lot of wind coming through right now, and we're off the trail. We're headed back to civilization. I want to thank you guys for tagging along. This is Montana Dirt Roads. We've spent quite a bit of time on the trail together. He's a good guy. I love going out with him every time, and you showed me a new mountain range and some of your haunts here out of my neck of the woods, and I just want to say I appreciate it and thank you for your time.
It was
means a lot.
It was definitely an adventure.
Yeah, it was. It was great. It was great. And I think I'm going to really push for it. Sometimes he'll give me the go around. Let's hope he doesn't. Come summertime, I'm going to say.
We'll try to, as long as this is up to the task,
Yeah.
we'll have a spring run.
We're going to have a spring run, and there's something really interesting I think you guys will appreciate as well, as we will. And yeah, I just look forward to it, and thank you for your time. And it's always a pleasure sharing these days with you and getting out. I really appreciate you. You're a good buddy of mine.
You put some miles in to get here for this one, and I appreciate that. We're not too far from home for me on this adventure, but we still we put about 130 miles on the Jeep.
Yeah,
just in adventuring around the
mountain range.
I know. I was doing, I didn't get as much driving footage because I had to have both hands on the wheel. But yeah, we got to do some high alpine adventures on some of these roads. The canyon for the petroglyphs.
That's right. That's right. She did. So. She's good. She's good. But again, thank you guys. And I hope life's treating you well. And we'll be back on the trail, and I'll see you again shortly. Thank you.
And the crazy nights, figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about. But the traffic was fast and the money was slow. The people I met you never get to know. I kinda miss this place I used to live back home. Cause up here it's breakneck, paycheck, rat race, what's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came